Good morning, homeschool moms and dads. Okay, so today I want to talk about our fun schooling activities, not actual fun school. That's a whole curriculum thing. No, our fun things that we're doing for school for the summer. So we do try to make our summer activities slightly different than the rest of the year, and we try to do different stuff, make it more fun. So this summer, we are doing Waldock's Wizards and Wands. Okay, so why do I like this so much? Well, we're going into Classical Conversations Cycle 2, which is the Middle Ages. So that means that we're going to be doing a lot of Middle Ages stuff. And guess what? This does a lot of Middle Ages stuff. So it's actually a really loose curriculum. I almost hesitate to call it a curriculum, and I don't mean to in any way insult the creator of it. It's fabulous, and I will probably buy more of her products. But really, it's a collection of worksheets. It doesn't do a lot of the teaching. It relies on outside books. The thing I like about that, though, is that we can use our own books. So she has required books and required materials. Throw all that out. We are using like one of the required materials. So it breaks it up into lots of different little classes. And I put them all in this little binder, and it has these cute little cover pages for each one. I've seen people make each little subject its own little spiral bound thing. That's cute. I don't have that kind of energy. So for arithmancy, she had a couple pages of math problems where you're destroying Horcruxes through math. And that was cute. However, we ran through them in a day, so we had to make more. So I've just went online and made more in the same style. And then Incantations is creative writing. Those, that's bordering on a real curriculum there. She's got, little writing prompts and pages there. You roll some dice to come up with a story and you write stuff out. It's cute. I do like that because it's Harry Potter themed, I'm able to kind of trick my daughter into doing more language arts, which if you watch this channel at all, she hates. Then let's see. Next is Herbology. So that is one of the required textbooks that we did go ahead and purchase. So they have this, which is a kid's herb book. What I am finding is that some of the stuff, especially on YouTube and even in here doesn't seem to be so bad. And it's hard when you're doing a curriculum that is make-believe and talks about witchcraft, and then you're also religious, and you're like, but I don't want her to think any of this is real. So you're walking this real thin line here, where you're like, okay, I don't want materials where the purveyor of the material or the author is pagan, but believing this to be accurate. It's all well and good for folks out there, just not what we're looking to do for our kids. So I get that there's a weird line to write on that, but I do like that it goes into a lot. This particular book, I haven't really found anything horribly upsetting, as far as potions and things. And I get it. I'm doing a Harry Potter based thing. Acknowledged. So I do like that it goes into a lot of herbs that I didn't even know existed, and their medicinal properties and the ways that they've been used over time. And that's really cool. Do I think we'll use this book as a resource past this curriculum? Probably not. I'll probably give it to my sister, who's, more garden-y than I am. She might like it, and they might use it over there. But it's cute. I'm using it for this. And that's about it. So on the Arbology section, you have a lot of these like herb pages that are just draw a picture of it, write the name, write the Latin name, parts used, energy and taste. I don't even get what that is, but it's a section in there. Uses, you can make it as, it gets into the kind of like witchy stuff. And it does have like some more scientific stuff where it's like, what is an herb? What is a weed? What is a spice? Why are they different? It goes into some taxonomy stuff, which is great because, we did a lot of kingdoms and classification stuff over the last couple years. So anyways, that's fun. Then it has Alchemy, which is geology. And, we talk about the rock cycle. And what is a mineral? Is a mineral hard or soft? What is a hard mineral versus soft mineral? How do you classify these things? Do a little study on a specific mineral. It gets pretty cute. It has astronomy. Astronomy is really just a constellation thing. A constellation. So I forgot to show the book that we're actually using. So we already owned this by Scholastics, Rocks, Minerals, and Gems, and it's working for us perfectly. So why buy another book that we don't need? And I really liked it because, look, it's so big and pretty. It has lots and lots of really high-quality photos. And it gets you all the information you need. So I'm really liking this. For astronomy, which is really just a constellation study, we're using Seeing Stars. My son ripped the page. The cover book jacket. That's what they're called, book jacket. And my daughter has had this book for a long time, so she's actually colored on it, and she has apologized to me several times for having colored on it. Every time she gets to a new page, she's like, "Oh, Mama, I'm so sorry that younger me did this." It's like, yeah, that's okay. Younger you does that. But it's really cute, and it has all the information that she needs for the worksheets in Waldock's Wizards and Wands. And it goes constellation by constellation. So we're really liking that one. And then a little bit on her worksheets. So she's got, choose a constellation, draw the constellation, their name, their brightest star, and some facts. Cool. And just that over and over and over again. Phases of the moon. Who hasn't done a Phases of the Moon worksheet? All of us, right? Those little Oreo things that you do in preschool. This one was kind of funny. This was moon names. It was cute. It was all the different Native American names for different moons for each month and things like that. More astrology based, which it's a Harry Potter curriculum. That's fine. But it was fun. We got to watch. I don't think this was in there. We just YouTube stuff all the time when we do fun stuff like this. I would put this right up against a gather round homeschool curriculum where it's kind of loose. Well, I mean, this isn't as flushed out as gather round, but it's kind of loose and you can kind of do your own thing. She's got everything written out for what you could do, but the teacher's manual is a page for each subject, and she's got a bazillion subjects, so it's not that much. Although she has gone through and made playlists for things and done Pinterest boards, and that's all great, but I can look stuff up myself. So it's really more of a worksheet thing. for me. I like that someone else made the worksheets and made it all themed. And she has cute little games, and we've played like her Spot It game and stuff like that a few times. Okay, so the next section is Charms. Charms is another writing program, but this is more like copywork. I like copywork because my daughter is willing to do it because she doesn't have to think. It's literally just copying stuff out. And it just has a bunch of Harry Potter quotes. So pretty easy stuff there. Next we have Care of Magical Creatures. Now she had a magical creature, like mythological mismatch thing where you make your own creature. I didn't care for that. So we're just using the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them big illustrated book, which I didn't drag out here because I've got another whole box of all the official Harry Potter books, but you know what they are. And then we use that so we just ignore that these are supposed to be myth matches, and we just draw the creature and write their facts. And then we'll, read the section of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I got on audio through our public library. We also have the hard copy, but this way she looks through the book and she listens to it on audio, and the audio for that is fantastic. It has a lot of really beautiful background noises, and you can hear the basilisk slithering, and you can hear the roar of whatever the creature is. It's really cool. And it's well acted. And then these are her ones where you go through that. And then we also watch YouTube videos on the history of the mythology behind that individual creature, and what different cultures they showed up in. So we've really been enjoying that. I like it when she gets magical creatures because I just consider it mythology study. Then she has Muggle Studies. So Muggle Studies for her is you're supposed to be going through Usborne's Time Traveler. We're using it to go through our giant bookshelf of Middle Ages smaller books. So not our big curriculum that we're doing next year, but all the stuff I want to get through over the summer. So we've done an Usborne famous palaces from the Middle Ages. We've done Kingfisher's Atlas of the Middle Ages, lots of Usborne Castle Lift the Flat books, and Dragonology, and History of Early Britain. And I'll do another video where I show all those books. Honestly, the only reason I haven't done it yet is that I would have to pick all those up and drag them over here because they're in my homeschool cabinet in my dining room. So it just feels cumbersome, and I haven't done it yet because I'm lazy. But it has little things. So like this, you're supposed to do a Knights and Castles quiz. Okay, you don't have to do the one that's in the book she picked out. You can do your own Knights and Castles quiz. I could pull out my Memoria Press Famous Men of the Middle Ages flashcards and just start asking her stuff. I could use Classical Conversations memory work, history memory work for the Middle Ages. There's things I could use. I could just pull a random quiz off the internet about the Middle Ages. Fine. Whatever. I just have to give her 10 questions, let her write down answers. Same thing with Vikings. But she's got lots of good little worksheets here. Rome and the Romans. And I do kind of like that I'm getting to give her worksheets for history that are more age appropriate, even though the materials that I go through are frequently not age appropriate. They're her developmental appropriate, but they're not age appropriate. So if you watch our channel a lot, you know that we use a lot of upper middle school or even high school and sometimes adult level, not like adult inappropriate stuff, but adult level history curriculum, because we've gone so deep into different subjects with her. that she's ready for it and she loves it and it's her favorite subject and it was my favorite subject. It's my husband's favorite subject. So having little worksheets that are cute and that, you know, are something that, you know, this doesn't freak her out to have to write, you know, like a sentence or two and draw a little picture. Versus if she had to sit down and do a whole Memoria Press student book on the stuff we were doing, the physical act of writing things out and having to go through the processing of how to write those things out would just go, it would be way too overwhelming. So we do all that stuff orally with her, and she's a rock star at it. So this is really cute that it's practicing on some, you know, busy worksheet filling out. But it's a way to sneak in some of those language arts things and get her writing and get her interacting with things on that level. Okay, moving on, because this is getting to be a very long video. Potions. Potions is their science class. I actually pulled out, and I don't have it up here, but Potions is their science experiments class, because they have plenty of science. So for Potions, I pulled out a science experiment book from when I was a little kid called Science for Wizards, or something like that. It's ancient. It's from the early 90s, because I'm old. But it works just fine. It had the word wizards in it, and I didn't want to buy another thing, because you are probably wondering how much money I spend on homeschool curriculum if you've seen, you know, all the curriculum we buy. So I did not. I did not buy more for this fun activity stuff. But it is pretty open and go. She wants you to use the Wizards Workshop, which I have seen some videos on, and I don't want to spend more money. But it looks really cool. So if we do this curriculum again, which seems to be the really nice thing about it, is you could totally do this whole thing over again. You know, you can just press print again, and now you have a whole brand new curriculum. You can do it next summer. She wrote it to be a full year, but I don't see how you could possibly take a full year to do this. But you could probably stretch it out. Anyways, it's experiments and observations and doing, you know, experiment worksheets. So I actually really love that. I have had a lot of fun going through little experiments and, okay, what's your hypothesis? And what are the ingredients we're going to need for this experiment? And what are you observing during the experiment? And we don't always have to do it to do the physical experiment. Sometimes we watch the experiment on a video and pause. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, that's your hypothesis. Okay, play. What did happen? Okay, that's your observation. Pause. What were the results? You know, whatever. And you kind of go through it. And there's just a lot of the same worksheets. And you can make more and do more, do less, whatever. Muggle music she has in here. And it's just a lot of draw what you hear pages. We do a lot of music theory and violin. So it's kind of cool to let her listen to classical music and draw what she hears. I have found that every single page, she is such a linear thinker in a way that she is drawing in a certain color at a certain speed or intensity for that section of the music, and she just does a little squiggle, and then the music changes and she switches to a different color and does a different squiggle. She's just drawing out the music. It's that is so exactly what I would have done. You didn't draw, oh, this makes me think of a meadow, Mama, so I drew a meadow. No, she analyzed it and drew a pictorial representation of the sound she was hearing. Hilarious. And then their last section, which we haven't done anything on, is Owl Study. Now, you might be looking through here and going, hey, lady, you haven't done anything in this whole book, and you're telling us what you liked about it. Haha, no. I have a second binder. So in my second binder, I put the things that she's actually completed. So she actually has, and I labeled it finished work. And I just, slap the things in here. So taxonomy and character trait study and create a house and copy work. She does a lot of copy work. Roll a story. She wrote out a story. This is what I'm talking about. It's a line. The music changed from different pinks to different blues. Sometimes it was less, sometimes it was more. But like knights and castles. I liked this. She drew it from a bird's eye view. The castle floor plan looked like. And I was like, that's cute. That's clever. And sometimes I adapt it and I cross out, what the worksheet said. And was like, okay, we're actually talking about the book I just read about, the Roman conquest of England. That's what we're going to write this on. And then you just fill it out. Viking Raiders, Constellations. Lots of constellations. She likes these because, I read the page and then I put on a YouTube video about that constellation. Oh, I really liked her dragon. I thought she did a great job. But different little things. You can tell when she doesn't try nearly as hard. Potions observations. You can tell also when I wrote it out for her versus when she wrote it out. This was that names of all the different moons. So she drew out the things and then I wrote things in. Oh, something that I like for her is sometimes I'll have her dictate something to me and I'll write it down really lightly in pencil and then I'll have her go back over it in marker so that she gets the handwriting practice at the same time. So she gets to go through the composition side of it. She's not having to go through the spelling side of it, but her spelling's actually not that bad. It's weird. So, and I had this too, where it's the longer the word is, the more likely I am to spell it correctly. She does the same thing. So she got to design her own wand, and she got to learn about herbs, weeds, and spices. She started writing a fanfic. So this is Madeline Cruz, and she started writing the story of Madeline Cruz, and she's illustrating different things and writing different things. Dropping things. Anyways, I won't bore you too much. Oh, and she has a lot of these, kind of blank, just lined pieces of paper that you're supposed to use for dictation. We're just using them for everything. These are great. I mean, I get that it's just a lined piece of paper, but it has the little Waldock's Wizards and Wand crest on it, so it feels themed. So she wrote a little report on Charlemagne. She got to design a Honeyduke's candy. She made a talking book that you could eat. The rock cycle, herbs. Oh, we did magical words and their Latin translations. So the different spells and what their Latin translations were. That was cute. That wasn't in the curriculum. We just did it. Anyways, that's our stuff. So that's Waldock's Wizards and Wands. I did not mean for this to be a 25-minute long video, but that's what we're doing this summer, along with a lot of other stuff. We are continuing on with most of our normal stuff, but we're adding this in as just a fun thing. So I'll come home at 7 o'clock at night when I get off work, and we'll bust it out because it's easy and fun. And then she gets, another hour or two of school credit, and we move on from there. All right. Thanks. Bye.